hits me, blood everywhere.
Hi guys, today we are going to be talking about our top 5 fights during social distancing.
Yeah, so we think this is going to be a fun way for you guys to get to know us, see that we're real people, and...
Because that was a question.
I know you were wondering that.
Uh-huh.
And also, I know for a lot of you guys, especially during the social distancing, tensions get a little high, patience gets a little more tested, and so we want to make sure you knew that you weren't alone. So here are our 5 best fights throughout the last 2 months.
Fight number 1 is, this is upside down.
The idiots. The idiot. Hannah, who called who an idiot?
I called you an idiot.
You did.
Multiple times.
Now, okay, so what makes this one so interesting is that Hannah called me an idiot multiple times, but she didn't actually remember that. So I kind of paused. I said, Hannah, let's not do with the name calling.
Hopefully you
she
can
said,
hold that tongue.
That would have started another one. I said, stop with the name calling. And you said, I'm not calling you anything. I said, no, you actually did call you an idiot. And then you paused and you're like, I did call you an idiot.
Yeah, I'm the type of person, I talk a lot, and so I kind of just forget what I say. And so I just say stuff, and then Nick gets upset with me for it. I'm like, what did I just say? I don't remember. I think that's like a thing in the office. I think Kelly Kapoor says that. Like, I talk a lot, so I don't remember.
Who knows what I'm saying.
Number 2
of our best or worst fights
involves the screwdriver.
The screwdriver.
So with this one, we were redoing our guest room because we've been doing a lot of redecorating during this time. And I was being Miss Electrician, and I replaced the light in our guest room. I was very proud of myself for that. So if you need any help, let me know. I don't know if the house is going to catch on fire or not, but I did it. So with this one, we had one screwdriver because I didn't want to buy another one. And
they're 50 cents.
Yeah, I found out later they're 50 cents. But I didn't want to buy another one, so we had one screwdriver to share, and Nick was switching out the outlets, I was switching out the light. So I was on the chair, I was throwing stuff, because that's what you do when you're an electrician.
Throwing stuff?
Yeah, I was just throwing stuff on the ground. Anyways, so Nick couldn't find the screwdriver, and he ended up hurting himself.
Using the bad one. And it's slipping around and stuff. I'm trying to take these outlets out. Have you ever done that? That's the worst. And so, of course, I'm trying to get it in there, and it slips, hits me, blood everywhere. It's a mess. It's so painful. And what did I say? How did I?
I don't remember what you said. You were just very upset. And the blood everywhere means a little tiny cut on his thumb.
Okay.
Just to clarify. And then you stormed out. You were very upset. And then it turns out I put the screwdriver in the closet. So number 3.
Number 3
involves this bad boy right here.
The whiteboard.
The whiteboard from IKEA. That's meant for children, but we use it on a regular basis.
Now, I gotta tell you about this whiteboard. I love this whiteboard. I love ideas. I love dreaming up the possibilities of what could be. And so I get excited about things, and because Hannah is so brilliant and so smart, she really is, I love sharing my ideas with her, saying, okay, well, what do you think of this? How could this work? But Hannah is just wired differently than me. Hannah doesn't like ideas quite the same. She just likes getting things done. So this whiteboard represents a waste of time to her.
I wouldn't say that.
So we had a moment where I pull up the whiteboard, I'm smiling, I'm all happy, yeah, whiteboard time. God's gonna move and we're gonna dream of something great and we're gonna change the world, starting with this one whiteboard. And I could tell Hannah's face is drooping and she's not paying the most attention to me. And eventually I said, this isn't working, right?
I don't remember. Was this
you weren't paying attention.
Was this
Yeah,
the one
that doesn't
you
sound
left?
familiar.
Was this the one that you left and you went and laid down? Was it that one?
What are you talking about? I never did that.
Yes, you did. You did that during a fight. You went and you laid down, and I was like, "Oh, I really made him upset." I don't remember if that was the.
I'm not sure about that one.
Because Nick doesn't typically leave. I'm typically the one that leaves. So I was like, "Oh no." Either way, yeah, I think it was. It's just with this thing, it's a difference in our personalities. So it's not like. Well, all of these are differences in our personalities, I think, but this one especially is just we work differently. So since Nick and I work full time together, there are times that are like this one that we have to like be like, okay, we're coworkers at this point, but then we're also married, so we have to like work together. So we actually don't use the whiteboard anymore.
Yeah, we got rid of it.
We instead use the mirror in our house, and it works just as well. Number 2 is the lawnmower.
The lawn.
This one, I like to surprise Nick. I love it when he gets home from somewhere and I like cleaned the kitchen or I made a meal or I did something and he comes in, he's like, "What? Look at this, you're the most amazing person in the world, I can't believe it." And I'm like, "I am the most amazing person, thank you." And it just makes me so happy to make him happy. And he gives like the best reactions ever. And so a couple weeks ago, it was like the first time we had to mow the lawn. He had some other stuff to do. And I was like, I'm gonna surprise him. This is the second time I did it. I did it the first time, he loved it. He was amazed. The second time.
Yeah, that's the second time.
The second time, I was like, ooh, he's gonna be really amazed because I never do this.
I thought it was it for the year.
I did the one time, that was it. I was gonna do the second time. And so Nick was gone, and I am trying to mow the lawn. I do like 1 row or 2 rows or something, and the lawnmower just like stops. So I'm thinking, okay, it needs gas. So I go, I try to figure it out. I can't get the gas cap off, all this stuff, get gas in it, spills everywhere. And then it's still not working. And so I'm like, oh, okay, it must be oil. And so I get the oil from our neighbors. I'm like, this is great. I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna let anything stop me. So I unscrew the oil thing, pour it in. I'm like, okay. And then I start it, and this huge billow, is that how you say it? Billow?
That sounds about right.
Billow, wow, I can't say it now. Billow of smoke comes out of the lawnmower, and it like goes up into the air. It's like almost as big as our house, this huge thing of smoke. And it like I turn off the lawnmower, I'm like, that is not supposed to happen. And I just leave it and I run into the house. Because I thought it might explode or something. It was not good. Anyways, I thought it was a hilarious story. And so Nick comes home, I'm like, you gotta hear this story. And I tell him.
So, I just got back from grocery shopping, which typically is okay, isn't a lot, but in the whole social distancing time, it's a pretty traumatic experience. Seeing everyone in their masks, trying to keep apart, trying to find everything. Our whole rhythm is thrown off because they don't have stuff. I'm stressed, I'm done. I'm just ready to hit the I'm ready to hit the couch. I come home and Hannah's like giggly, wanting like this happy reaction from me, like, look at what I did. And she tells me, like, yeah, I think I broke the lawnmower and I may have exploded it. I could have really died there. Like, because I don't know what oil does. I don't know any of this stuff. I'm not handy. So in my mind, I'm like, after all this, now I've got to fix the lawnmower. I got to make sure Hannah, like, I was worried about Hannah. And
that was the root of it. Was that you were worried about me. That's what you told me.
That's what you told me.
Because he was mad and he was like, oh, now I gotta do all this stuff. And I'm like, what the heck? I was trying to be an amazing...
You wanted the same reaction even if you finished it.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted the same reaction. I wanted him to giggle at my story. I don't know, giggle, whatever. But and he didn't give that to me. And then we found out later that it was because he thought I was gonna get hurt.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That was a very sweet reason. At least that's what he told me. Now I'm second guessing that. So, moral of the story, we fixed the lawnmower. I put way too much oil in it. I just kept on dumping it and supposed to like pour out the old oil. I don't know if you guys knew this, and then put in new oil. Number one. We had to actually film it differently because it involved the thing we were using to film this. Is the tripod. We were about to go live for the very first time. So some of you guys witnessed the aftermath of this. Okay, I was very nervous. Anyways, and so we had this whole setup. We had it set up like the office. It was awesome. I put all this effort into it. And I forget what Nick even said, but I got so, yeah, I forget everything. It's probably good. But I got so mad. And I don't typically have a temper. I feel like I don't really have a temper.
Not like this.
Yeah. That I took my phone out of this tripod, because I care about my phone more than this tripod, and I threw the tripod down on the ground, and I grabbed the chicken that I had just made, and I went in the other room.
You took your chicken?
And I went in the other room.
Stormed off.
I stormed off, like the angry grabbing the plate and putting chicken on the plate. You could do anything angry. And so I did that in a very angry way.
When she tossed this tripod though, I'm like, oh man, this is bad. I don't want to do now.
And he looked at me with this look of like shock of like, I can't believe you just did that. Because I don't remember ever really throwing something in our marriage. Like I don't.
How about in your life? You ever thrown anything?
I don't know. I don't typically do that. But luckily, Nick came up to me. No. I was the good one after this.
You realized it, yeah?
I realized, as soon as I did it, I realized that was really ridiculous. And then, but I was too prideful right away to like say anything. So I went and ate my chicken in the other room, very important.
Yep.
And then I knew we were going live on Facebook in like a half hour. And so I was like, well, I gotta make this right.
Yeah, that's what.
Because the whole point of the trivia was be like, oh, look at this happy couple. We're so happy. And I was like, I can't be mad at him while we're supposed to be bantering and stuff. And so we made right really quick. But then afterwards, we talked about it more because we didn't really have enough time to go into much detail. So we talked about it after.
A couple things we learned through all this is, if you're in the middle of a fight, one good thing to do is to eat some chicken.
It's true.
Make everything better.
Yep.
But for real, what we have learned through this is, one, even as we're talking about this, reminiscing, what I'm learning is we don't remember the things we're fighting about very well. We just remember how we felt about it. And so not taking it too seriously, trying to let go of things as quickly as possible. And then, of course, talking about things. Make sure, the fact that we can joke about this stuff and we can add some humor here is because we've talked about it, that things aren't off limits, that we can really deal with whatever comes our way. I think that's been super important for our relationship. Anything else you'd add?
I think that's it. Yeah, I think just talking it through, and just knowing that you're not alone in it, that everyone is having these fights right now. Everyone is spending so much time with the same people. And so it's normal as humans to get irritated. And so I hope this encourages you or made you laugh or entertained you in some way that we put ourselves out there and filmed our wonderful top 5 fights. So, number 2 is...
Oh, we're counting down.
We're counting down.
Did we do that right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I've been doing it. Okay. And number 5.
Number 1.
Yeah, number 1.
I told you. You're gonna have to look at those.
Okay.